Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast, Who TF Are You? My name is Chris, the High Guy Jacobs, and today we've got a special guest. We've got a gentleman who's been with us now for about 410 days on the server, and in that time, he's amassed about 177 million might. He is the garrison, he is a rider garrison leader for his alliance. His name is Geoff. Believe it or not, he keeps the name in game. Welcome to the podcast, Geoff. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, no worries. Good to be here.
So first and foremost, let's chit-chat a little bit. Why don't you introduce yourself, who you are, and what you're doing, and what you're doing in this game.
I'm Geoff. I'm from New Zealand. I tried to think about a really cool game name, but I couldn't come up with anything. So Geoff wasn't taken. So I thought, oh, well, I'll have that. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
So I started playing 410 days ago. I actually came from another game that I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't like this game. I got tricked in that advert of the bridge, people shooting stuff on the bridge. And I thought, hey, that could be cool.
Yeah, and then it's not. It's not like that at all.
And it's not. Yeah. But at least it didn't have Skanky Nora.
Yeah, no shit, hey?
Yeah.
I don't mean to sidetrack a little bit from that, but we're going to talk a little bit about the sexualization of this freaking game.
Yeah.
It's insane to me. It's insane.
Yeah, I just had that lazy girl at the start. She wouldn't get out of bed ever.
Yeah.
And you had to do heaps of stuff. And then finally she gets out of bed and it's like, well, you're useless because I've progressed quite a bit now. But,
all she does is kill zombies at that point, or all the stuff that killed her in the first place,
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah.
So back to it. You said you're a rider garrison. What alliance are you with? Sorry.
Oh man, I know. I just forget. It's Family of Last Days, FLD.
FLD, is that a new alliance for you, or have you been with them for a long time? How
No,
does that work?
We've been here for ages. I just know it as FLD. I forget its real name, so that's why I had to think about it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So we started we're in 562 at the moment, and we were somewhere else. It might have been 530 something when I first started, and just a collection of guys that don't know what they're doing, right? And those were the days when the metro actually opened before the region did.
Right.
So you got about a week to capture the metro, and then you got invaded.
Yeah, now they have a little bit of some time. I think they've increased that to about 30 days before people can start to invade, but I think even that's not enough time.
Yeah, but I think, is the metro actually open in that 30 days though?
Yeah, it opens in that first 30 days. It's like it opens in like the end of the 30 days. So it's like the metro opens and then it's like available. But that first month. Yeah. So it's like a 1 month time or something from the time that it opens to the time that the metro's open.
Yeah. So, but we could capture the metro before we got invaded. And so then another alliance came and became our friends, but they weren't whales by any means. They were smaller than I am now, right?
Right.
But they were so much bigger than us, and the matching put them in a place where we couldn't get out of our shelters in an event,
right?
Because we were T3, maybe T4, and just getting murdered all the time. So,
yeah, and IGG doesn't care much about matchmaking, unfortunately. So
yeah, and so all of us look like farmers, right? We've got no kills,
right?
Which is kind of hilarious, but they weren't very. Well, we didn't feel that they were very encouraging to us.
Right.
And it wasn't.
Most
of them weren't out.
Did you feel like you weren't focused? Like, is that because you didn't have kills? Like, because you think that they thought that you were a farmer?
No. Like, we were getting called farmers a month ago, just because our kill to might ratio wasn't high, but that's because our death ratio was higher than our kills, because you couldn't kill anyone. T3 cannot kill T6.
Yeah, they end up getting killed. They don't do the killing.
Yeah. And
Yep.
so, but the problem was they weren't like teaching us how to fight or anything. We were the cannon fodder. And so it was like, yeah, no, this isn't going to be a very good game. But the game's good, but the place we were in wasn't. So we kind of searched around and said, right, well, actually, if we make other accounts and go to another region, one that's just opened, and start a fresh alliance, and then we can leave our mains where they are. And then when our mains get to a point where they could potentially protect us, we could bring them over back to what would be our home. So that's kind of what we did. Yeah.
See, and that's kind of an interesting way to do it. I look a lot of there's a lot of experienced players who ended up starting newer accounts in newer regions just to kind of see the difference. And I'll be honest, the difference between what the older players get compared to what the newer players get is pretty astronomical. And I've always thought it to be super unfair, because if I look at it, I'm like, wouldn't you want to take care of the players that have been there the longest, providing them with opportunities, to maintain their growth or continue their growth without having to continue? But the freedom that they give these newer accounts, really irks me. It does. It hits me in the gonads.
Yeah. So, I mean, these accounts were only like 2 months apart. It wasn't like today where suddenly you go along and, whoa, you get given an awakened hero, a skanky one, but you basically get given that for being a new player.
Well, not only that, but they have the Calamity Sister skins are available within the VIP for a lot cheaper than what us older players have to pay for them. So like,
yes,
so there are some ways that, the younger generation, these damn younger generation, actually got into speaking of sidetrack, I got into a conversation with my family today about generations. And it turns out that we're coming close to the start of Generation Beta. Beta. Yeah, Generation Alpha is like 2010 to 2025 or something like that.
Yeah.
Generation Alpha. Now we have Generation Beta. Can you believe it? I wonder what frickin' language they'll come up with. Skibbity Riz or whatever they say.
Well, I don't get a lot of exposure to their spoken word, so.
Consider yourself lucky. I'm sitting here most of the time scratching my head when they're talking about aura farming and some next. I don't even know. I don't even get it. Anyway, back to the game. Sorry, ADHD's on point tonight.
Sweet.
Let me ask you a question. So you're in, was it 562 now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And that was the one that you guys started with after starting new accounts and then bringing your mains back over so you could kind of help formulate a better position there, correct?
Yeah.
So what's the situation on your metro looking like? Is it a shared metro? Do you guys have it solo? How does that look?
So it's a solo metro, but all the buffs and everything are shared.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So the presidential buff does move around, but within the alliance that owns it.
Right.
But anyone can get the buffs that allow you to give buffs.
Right, the titles.
Yeah, and if you're in the middle of a battle and you need the whatever it is that gives
Marshal.
you the kick-ass, then you just ask for it and you get it. So
nice.
It's yeah. So
we had
and the rewards.
Yeah, go ahead.
We reward the week. So yeah.
You guys share the rewards there too?
Yeah. So if you're in the zone 3, so I think there's 4 alliances in zone 3. If you're in zone 3, then you can nominate folks every week to receive presidential awards. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I wish the presidential awards were updated. They're very lackluster now, and for what you get, it's like one of those things where I'm like, number one, I give it to a lot of it because we end up doing the R4 ourselves, or the metro ourselves. And we used to share. We used to share in our region, but there's been kind of I don't want to call them out, but it seems like the other alliances that we would share with aren't nearly as active as we are. And so, like, they forget to take their metro in time, so they just haven't taken it in, like, 3 months or something stupid. So like we've been holding it for 3
Right.
months.
Yeah.
And so typically because of that and because we're more active with like the Federation buffs, I typically keep the rewards specifically for our alliance. But the titles are shared. I mean, we give the titles to whoever's going to be online to give buffs. I hate to me, I hate seeing we got dogs outside tonight on the defense. We're raised goats, hey? So
yeah,
those are my defensive dogs. What was I talking about? I got sidetracked. Buffs. Oh, heading up right.
Buffs, yeah.
Regional buffs. Yeah, absolutely. So like I hate seeing the regional buffs get full or get called and then not get filled. Like people ask for them and not happen. I freaking hate when I see that. So I'm like I want to make sure that the right people are on those titles so that you can get those regional buffs.
Yeah.
So, nice cat butt. So
it's a cat butt.
It's a cat butt. New Zealand. Do you think that animals in their country think in the language of their owners? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think they think with an Australian accent or a New Zealand accent?
Yeah, if they're going to think, they would. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, well, you have to think that they do have some kind of because like they hear their name and like they still have the roundabouts. They're always aware, right? Sometimes like they've got animals who've been taught how to push buttons and things like that to answer and speak back in questions.
Yeah.
So like you can assume that there's some intelligence there. I wonder, do they think in New Zealand?
Yeah, but they don't realize it's New Zealand. Yeah.
Until they come somewhere else. Yeah, until they come somewhere else.
We're thinking the right way, you know?
Yeah.
So
then they hear another cat meow in a different dialect.
Yeah, they just go, ooh.
You are from a different place, crazy cat.
You. Yeah. And you smell funny too.
That's right. And your ass smells funny. Ew.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That was Jack the rescue cat. Yeah.
Jack. I like that. It's a good cat name.
Yeah, he his claim to fame is registering us for events when we weren't supposed to. Yeah.
He walked across the iPad or the keyboard or something?
Yeah. I was reading the screen, I had my finger on the mouse and he walked across my hand and click. Okay. Good one. We're registered now. Yeah.
We were supposed to take a week off, but turns out the cat had different plans.
I think it was the week after that, because wasn't it that when you registered, that moment was your might going in?
I think that's how they used to do it. Yeah, they used to do it that way, I believe. I could be wrong though. I don't remember.
Yeah, and then I think they changed it so that it was you had that day to settle your might by reset. So it was like the week after they changed it. So we all thought, oh crap, we're going in too hot, you know. But it turned out okay. Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest. The IGG matchmaking that we normally get is pretty subpar anyway. So any kind of situation that provides for somewhat of fair fights, I'm all game for. I know we get screwed over in the long run. So if I can benefit a little bit from it, I'm all game.
Well, I'm wondering if they're working on something as part of that new event.
I don't know. I've seen that the rating or whatever you want to call it, the whatever rating that they're using now is entirely different, and it
fluctuates.
Yeah, and we're trying to figure out how it's calculated because that's like the big thing. If we know how it works, then we can understand better how to take advantage of it.
There was the one event. It was like 3 days apart or something, wasn't it? What's it called? Off limits.
Yeah, they just did the last one, and they're just like basically pounding it out 2 times a week.
Yeah, so the first one this week, I was in Apex at 141.
Yeah,
which is baby Apex, but Apex rewards, right? Yeah. And then the last one, which was 3 days later, there was no war, there was no nothing. So all I've been doing was growing troops, growing beasts, growing everything, and I was 128.
Somehow I dropped from 140 to 130. I was at just over 140 million, and then I was just like 133 million. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything.
And it was like, okay, I can't figure out. So it's something they're not including anymore versus something we've done to change our counts,
Mm-hmm. Well, I also noticed that when you're picking your heroes in the Off Limits War, the armaments aren't available to be seen. So I'm curious if it doesn't include armaments.
Right.
So I'm wondering if it doesn't include armaments and it's just like heroes and equipment and beasts and vehicles, that kind of stuff.
Well, they may just have copied the screen they used for the Beast adventure, because that one doesn't show armaments either.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe it's irrelevant. Maybe that not being able to see it is irrelevant, but the fact that you can see what your marches are. I guess I didn't look at the might itself, whether the might of it is different. That we'll have to check on this next rotation. I'm going to write that down. Thanks for reminding me. See, these conversations are useful.
They are.
Regardless of how everything else happens, screw the views, screw the rest of it. These conversations are useful. Check might for off limit. With arms. Perfect. I'll remember that.
But at least that's one of the useful things they've done lately.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be honest. The two new events that they have, I can't really complain. I mean, even though, let's be real for a second. Even though the Horde defense is totally dumb, it's totally dumb. All right. It's a 10-minute thing. It doesn't last very long. It's not very hard. And the rewards are pretty okay for doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this off-limits war, I look at it and I'm like, I much more appreciate what it's trying to do. It's basically like if Pompeii and GW kind of had a baby. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so like it's one of those situations where I've played it every single time I can to try to like understand it better, to kind of get some experience with it, kind of see the difference between Elite and Fearless and Apex. And I'll be honest, it's got a good design. I'm happy with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if the difference between the divisions, if you like, is actually swarming versus rallies.
I mean,
because it's like no one seems to rally.
I think people in the, if you look at Apex, for example, Apex does a lot more rallying. Like when I do in our situation, I'm always rallies. All we're doing right off the rip. Like we go, the only thing we swarm is the first small device, but we've got 3 rallies up on the rip, on the opponent's rallies, on the opponent's small devices, and then 1 on the medium device on our side. Because if I can hold all 4, even 2 or 3 of those beginning ones, it's so much of a hindrance. And then you mass garrison yours because it becomes so valuable, right? It holds up like 1,000, 2,000, 1,700 coins, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean the initial capture.
Yeah.
Not the holding. The holding is definitely garrisons and rallies, but the initial capture always seems to be swarming.
So I look at it and I go, the only one that you should be swarming is the first one. Send a rally at the medium device, because even if the opponents swarm, your rally is still going to continue.
Yes.
So you send the rally regardless. If they end up taking it first, oh well, you're going to take it back.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you can look at swarming it too, but I think the problem is there's too many. It ends up costing so many troops in the long run, especially the first fight over medium device. Right? That first fight over to medium device ends up costing so many troops, especially when you're fighting in the field. It's just like, it's so ridiculous to me. I would much rather have 4 solid, full rallies, right, than worry about all the field fighting. Because there's no death, so I'm not worried about that. I would much rather have the trades on a better rally than I would not, right?
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on all the times that I've played. Rallies and garrisons are super important. Field fighting is only for the showboating.
I guess because I'm just going to random teams, right? So I don't know the people. You don't know their abilities. So
do you not? You don't
that's what I
play
mean.
with
There seems
a
to be a
team.
lack of,
You don't have a team of your own, like a group that you always play with.
not in those new events, no.
Set one up in your alliance, man.
Yeah, well, then I have to step down too far. So
What do you mean?
So
what's the strongest
lot of
people in
them
your
are-
alliance? There's nobody in your alliance that's near your size.
there's two, but they're not at my time zone really. So they are in a different
Well,
zone. Yeah.
tell you what, I can add you to. I got a couple of chats. I've got a couple of group chats or whatever, and I can add you to one where it's basically just a whole bunch of people from all over that share beasts and share. You know, if they're looking for groups, and you can, go for the same fight time or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's not a problem. I got a couple of myself. I also, like I said, I also play the event in 3 different time slots. I play it at 0300, I play it at 15, and I play it at 19. So if any of those work for you, you could always reach out to me and play as well. I don't mind. I think I still have a couple open spots on my elite or.
Good. Yeah. And I tried to do 1900 this morning with another account, but I slept in. So
19's my bread and butter. That's like my perfect time. My coffee's kicked in. My meds are running. It's a good freaking time. So let me ask you a couple questions here. You said you're a rider garrison. We've talked a little bit about you having a chasey who's transcended, which again I'm quite jealous of. I have Boyd as my garrison defense, and unfortunately he's not transcended yet because both iterations that I've had to get cores in Splendid Steel, the top 3 have all been 10,000 or 6,000 Splendid Steel files. So the first day I was just about to, I've got 3,000 sitting in the bank, so I'm shooting for second or third, right? And the first day that he's released, at the end of the day, it was on the end of first day, the first person had 10,000 files used. I was like, nope, not doing it this time. Then the second time, it was good. It was looking good. It was 1,200, 1,600, 2,200. I was like, okay, it's no problem. Last day, 6,000, 6,000, 6,000. I'm like, fuck. Now I literally can't. So I'm sitting on a Boyd now for 2 rotations that has no transcendence. It's fully awakened. I have no cores on him, and he's still holding up. I give this man so much credit. So
guys, you wait till the last day.
Sorry, yeah, exactly. I wait till the last day too,
and then you get the feel of it. I mean, we've had good banter with the top 3. A random message, dude. Can you just stop? Just stop. You're costing me too much money. Just stop. I said, hey, I've still got 4,000 in the bag. It's not costing me a cent, but you can stop. That's fine.
You're welcome to stop. That's fine.
Yeah. It's and they're all presidents of other regions and stuff, and it's and way more might than me, and they're just you little bugger, get away with you. Come on, I've been saving.
That's gotta make you feel good though. I mean, it's one of those things. They got a whole new wave of heroes coming, so I'm starting to save already. But I still have to get Boyd transcended, so I'm stuck. I'll tell you, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. So maybe you can give me some advice, Geoff. Maybe you can give me some advice.
Go on, then. Just give up those infantry. Go on, you can do it.
Listen. Okay? No, I got to keep them. That's the important part. But here's my question. I know they're coming out with new heroes, a new rotation of heroes now, right? We know this. It's been advertised. They got a new rider hero coming in the next rider rotation of TC. Okay. So we're gonna go infantry. Sorry, what?
I knew they had a new range.
Oh, that's what I meant. A new range, not new riders. New range.
Yeah.
So they got new range coming in the next rotation after, in the next TC, right?
Yep.
And in that situation of having a new one drop, I'm contemplating waiting until the next infantry garrison hero drops. Saving all my Splendid Steel cores for all of that so that I can win the first one and transcend on the first day? Or do I try to go for first or second or whatever so that I can get at least 2 skills transcended on Boyd and then start saving Splendid Steel files at that point?
Well, I always think the first one or two rotations of the new hero is just too angry. Because
do you mean like the character design, or
no? Everyone's got their wallets open, right?
It's true, yeah, for sure.
And it just destroys your saving. People who have saved just get destroyed, you know.
Yeah.
And they probably don't even want the new hero. They want the alternate one that's up for grabs. But they just get destroyed. So releasing all the new ones actually creates another level of issue to me.
Oh, 100%. They have to stop.
Yeah.
They have to stop. I think honestly they have to stop.
So it's almost like if you get wind of a new one coming, you want to go hard on the last iteration of the old one.
Well, here's my question, right? Do I go in and transcend Boyd a couple of times, knowing that like I probably won't be ready for the next garrison hero when he drops? Or do I start saving knowing that it's going to cost me more to awaken him, but with their track record of releasing broken heroes, and we can we can argue all day whether the super weapons are broken heroes or not, but we all know that they are. Okay. You know that he's going to be the next, he's going to be someone that you're going to want to get, and you're going to want to awaken, and you're going to want to transcend.
So you mean it's Boyd? You want to go for Boyd at the time the new one's out, or
well, because the next rotation is infantry, right? The next rotation of TC is infantry, and then we have a new range.
Yeah. So Rider starts a couple of days
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, and then infantry, and then range,
a new range.
A new range. Yeah.
So I can go on this next infantry, that's coming infantry, spend my 3,000 files to get the cores that I'm going to get for Boyd. I mean, obviously, if I'm not going to get close to first, second, or third, I'm not going to spend the files. I'll wait anyways. But it's like one of those things. It's like, do I try to get the cores and upgrade Boyd, knowing that he's going to be superseded here soon, or do I just... You know what I mean? Like, where do I spend the resources? Because I'm not a whale. As much as people want to call me a whale, I got this big account literally gifted to me. So, like, I'm not a whale.
Yeah, I think if I was a whale, I would have auto-gatherers on my 9 farms.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't have 9 farms.
At least.
Right? So that's the whale thing. So I kind of go with... it's almost like I'd be happy with what you've got. So I've got my Chasey, but I'm not very interested in Rubina.
Well, Rubina's really only good if you're running rallies. She's an amazing rally lead. She's an amazing damage dealer. I give her a ton of credit for cracking, especially my Boyd. She does good.
So the new hero might be field or something, right? It might not even be in the space you want to be in.
Well, it goes in rotation. So we just finished a garrison for infantry. So the next hero is anticipated to be a ranged rally leader. So we'll have a ranged rally leader next.
Yeah, the next infantry one though.
Right, but see, it'll just go in a cycle. So we'll get a ranged a rally leading ranged, then we'll get a garrison rider, then we'll get a rally infantry, then we'll get a garrison ranged, then we'll get a rider rally leader, and then we'll get an infantry garrison again.
Yeah.
So it goes through a cycle every 8 or 6 or however many it is. I think it's 6.
Which is just too soon to release a new kit.
100%. The fact, I mean, this is the number one thing that people suggest. The number one thing that people say when I ask people what their best advice to IGG is. When I ask people what their, what reason is kind of holding them off, what stops them from playing the game every day, it's literally the incessant continuation and draw that we have in this game. The game will not slow down. It is so high and fast paced that it loses out on the majority of players.
Yeah. It's like a crappy unpaid job that you have to work 30 hours a day at.
And pay to work at.
Yes, to keep going and to do everything. You've just got to stop with some stuff, even as a player.
Mm-hmm.
There's I just don't do certain things because I don't enjoy them that much, and I don't get enough reward from it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm so happy with Off Limits War is because it's quick, it's fast, it's hit 'em up, and the rewards are pretty decent. I'll take 8 frags. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take 8 fragments 2 times a week.
And
sure, load up the fragments for me. We got lots of heroes coming.
And I keep all my troops. Yeah.
That's right. No losses, and you give me a freedom to heal 400,000. I'm kind of excited to see what the mechs are going to bring out, though, because they still haven't unlocked the mechs.
Yeah, so there's the next one that they talked about in one of their mails was it didn't have the word beta in it.
Yeah, it was like I don't
So
remember
that's
what
the
it
one
says best off.
Yeah, so that's the one I think will have the mechs unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's kind of exciting. I'll be honest. Like I said, it's a total win in my book. Good rewards, short time. I've got a good group of people that I play it the same with every time. So it's like, every time when I was in Apex, we created a team of 8, and it's the same 8 that we play in every time. We created a group chat. I invite them into my Discord, so we have 8 people in a Discord, and we're all talking and we're all like interacting, and it's super fun. And I'm like, big win. I'll take that every day, man. Give me that game.
Yeah, definitely.
2 times a week, no problem.
And with the multiple times, so you shouldn't have a no-show unless you're like me and sleep in. But it's like, it's 20 minutes. It's there. You can be at a proper job and be having a break, and do it. So,
or just go to the bathroom for 30 minutes. Make sure you tell them you have IBS.
Yeah. Like
sorry, boss.
Yeah.
I have IBS at the exact same time every single 2 weeks. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, so you got Chasey, pardon me, Garrison. What do you think of Daryl?
Yeah.
Quick question. You said you didn't like, you weren't focusing on Rubina. What do you think of Daryl?
Yeah, I quite like Daryl. I've got him awake.
Nice.
Because you can.
Yep.
So I like the AoE, even though it's directly in front.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. The hitbox is messed up.
Yeah, but it does seem to be cool. So sometimes I'll put him in garrison with Chasey in like a multi-rally event. Because even though the rallies are coming from different directions, you've still got...
I need to see what Daryl looks like. Give me a second. I'm going to open the game here. Take a quick second to look.
You've got enough swarmers, right?
Oh, yeah, and enough people using AoE. Especially when they see a Chasey.
Yes. But otherwise, I run him as an assistant to Elena in the field.
Good. Fast and hit hard.
And please swarm me, because Elena likes that.
Well,
right?
Elena doesn't want to be swarmed. She wants to be swarming. So...
It's still a big ball of fun, right?
Yeah, for sure. And she increases damage dealt to flanked targets. So she wants to be dealing to, like, so if you have 2 marches in the field, both marches on the same thing, you're going to be benefiting Elena a lot. The difference is, though...
See, I always thought she did counter damage to them as well.
No.
Just inherited, not documented, just like inherited. So her damage to flanked, the counter damage that she's just doing, to me it just seems to be that if she's getting swarmed, they peel away better. They do melt a little. That's just something I've observed. It might just be what I wish to be happening.
Yeah, there's nothing in her kit. There's nothing in her kit that is specific to her being swarmed, being the target of a flank. It's all specific to her targeting a troop that's being targeted by somebody else. So she wants to be the second, she wants to, right, the second to hit. She wants to be flanking on those extra targets, because then she gets bonus damage. She gets bonus counterattack damage. She gets, what else does she get? Bonus damage dealt to flank targets, 13.5% damage to flank targets. But I think one of the good things is she's got a lot of synergy with Daryl in regards to receiving, like dealing with countering AoE damage, right? She's got the receiving AoE damage is a 50% chance of reducing damage received by 22%. So that might be what you're looking at, because if she's being hit by multiple targets, chances are one of those targets has AoE, whether it's Miyamoto, whether it's, so it'll make her tankier in that situation. Pardon?
It's always those greedy infantry people trying to swarm my riders,
I mean, we do have a lot of AoE. Unfortunately, it doesn't do very much. But we we do have a lot of buffing and debuffing and tank. That's really what we have. Until we have IE, now we have damage, so it's good.
Because I ran 4 rider matches, so
nice.
Because I'm a rider after all, so that's what you do, right?
I mean, I run 5 infantry too, so I feel you. It's a hard life. I mean, I would prefer to run. I mean, I guess technically I run 3 because I run 1 rally, 1 garrison, and then 3 in the field. But it's all infantry. My riders are only to join rallies and garrisons for other players who do better riders, and my ranged are the same. If you're a ranged main, you're going to get my troops. If you're a rider main, you're going to get my troops. If I'm an infantry main, I'm going to give myself my own troops. And that's how I lose 700,000 troops in an event.
Yeah.
Quick, refill the tower. Sir, you're in it 7 times. Shit.
Yeah. I know that. Yeah.
Hold on. Damage taken by each. Oh, never mind. I thought I was reading that differently. My dog is back outside that window again. I give them credit, right? They're lazy as shit during out the day, right? They are the laziest, lay out in the sun, do nothing dogs during the day. But you give them in the evening, and they are hard-working animals. I give them a lot of credit,
They're probably going, yeah, okay, Dad, there's some funny, weird-sounding dude inside there with you,
No, we got coyotes, unfortunately, in the area. So, I give them credit. And we raise goats, so it's makes sense. Yeah. We've got like 30-something goats or 20-something goats. So, whatever, bark your head off. That's what you got to do. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Except when I'm recording. You son of a... No, I'm just kidding. So, let me get back here. You are a fan of Daryl. You run Daryl and Elena, which I think is a great pairing, especially when you're dealing with AoE damage. You pair that damage with the fact that Daryl also has a counter damage on AoE damage. Like it does. There's a reason why when they get hit with AoE damage, they become much tankier. So maybe that's what you're seeing when you end up getting swarmed. Chances are you're just getting hit by AoE at that time. But the speed that he has, the damage that he has, I think he even reduces AoE. Hold on. When receiving AoE damage, there's a chance to do bonus damage.
30%.
Yeah. Basic attacks have a bonus effect when he's awakened. Also reduces AoE damage taken by up to 3 allies by 9%. By 30%. Oh, but I heard that doesn't affect him. I hear from Z that this reduction in damage, this AoE damage taken by up to 3 allies, is not affected by himself, so he doesn't give it to himself. So maybe it would just be Elena's. Right. It would just be Elena's damage reduction that you'd be feeling once you're getting swarmed.
Yeah, and she's got 40%. So
yeah, so you'll feel a big big defensive buff when that happens for sure. So you've got Daryl awakened. That's perfect. I mean, that's front of the line. Are you looking forward to the new generation of heroes, or are you kind of not? Like, what's your opinion there?
Kind of. I'm a bit ho-hummy on it, just because, I give them my bank account number already. They're not getting my retirement fund as well. So it's like I just sort of I'll play in my space for a while.
Yeah.
And work on, upping the armaments and stuff like that, because the heroes are actually working for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need to get excited about them. And at the end of the day, they're always only a couple of TCs away.
That's true. That's true. You're always able to get them, and I guess, I mean, you do make a good point. It depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to be at the cusp of everything, if you're trying to be the first to have it and the strongest with it and things like that, then yeah, I mean, it's not only is it going to cost you a lot, but you're going to lose out a lot, I think, on the game process as a whole, because there is a whole bunch that is, simply building up your stuff. Like, I'm never going to have a ton of devices, but I just got my first 5-star IE augmenter, so I'm pretty jazzed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, a couple of hours ago, I got the mightiest beast in the region.
Oh, did ya? What's your beast
So I'm
at
pretty
now?
happy about that.
What's your beast at right now?
He's 5.3 with his friend.
Jesus.
With his little friend. So I run a hammer pangolin who's 100 fully promoted. He's got maxed out on the green potential things, but I'm got a couple to go on the pink vials.
On the pristine life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his friend is an Atashi, who's...
Yep, that's going to be a good combo. I assume your Otachi's higher level as well?
Yeah, so he's fully promoted. He's fully basic potential. Still a couple to go on the pink things. And he's level 95.
And you're 177 million. See, I wouldn't even want to run into you in the field. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Well, that was the fun thing when I was a T5.
Yeah, see, I would look at your account. I'll be honest. I would look at your account and I would go, okay, this will be fun. This will be good. Let's dance a little bit. And then I run into that and then I go, that's not fun. That's not fun. That's not fun. Yeah, it's fun for you, not fun. It's not fun.
And that was that thing, because I mean, yourself and a few of the other YouTubers talk about focusing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I thought, okay, I'll give that a go. I mean, even if you look at my main thing, what are they? Commander equipment. It's obviously been focused. It's not. Right. I haven't tried to grow everything evenly at the same time, like a lot of people do.
Right.
And that really helped me to become a little bit more effective than it was anticipated I would be when people met me.
Well, I'm glad that you've taken that advice, because it's probably the best advice that I could give to people. All depending on how much you spend. Like, I look at the YouTubers that we have, and I have mad respect for all of them. Pretty much all of them. There's a couple that I have a handful of, like, I have a problem with. But they know who they are. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna dive into that. However, I still have respect for the majority of them, and I look up to Z, for example. I get a lot of my advice from him. I spend a lot of time chatting with Panda. Like, him and I chat a lot. We've got a podcast together. So it's like and we all have our own little niches, right? We all have our own little things that we do. And I think it's really kind of great that we all kind of cater to the community a little bit better or a little bit different, like everyone has their kind of fortes. But one of the bits of advice that's the same regardless on whether you're a whale or not, I think, is that you should hyper focus. Because if you're a whale, it just means that you're gonna, like, everything is still time gated, right? Like, you can only buy so many packs, you can only spend so much money. You still need to put time in, right? That's 100%. You still need to put time in. So even if you're a whale, and even if you're buying everything that you can, like, it makes sense to make sure that you're hitting as hard as you can within the game that you're playing. Do you know what I mean? So if you're an infantry main, put everything in infantry. Make sure that everything is as refined as you can get it. Put all your parts in infantry. Fuck riders, fuck range, doesn't matter. It's irrelevant, right? So same process. I appreciate that. So I think it's good that you've done that, and you've proved. I mean, in that situation, a 5.5 million chassis is nothing to laugh at. It's 177 million, and a 5 million beast is nothing to laugh at 177 million. That's my biggest beast right now is just over 3 million. So you're doing you've got a stronger beast than I do, and you got a stronger garrison lead than I do. And technically speaking, you're a weaker account than I am. So like, well done.
Yeah. I mean,
fucking well done. Pat yourself on the back, man. That's awesome.
The beast on his own is only the beast on his own is 3.58.
Yeah,
so
but my
been paired up.
Yeah, but that my paired up is still 3 million. Even when it's paired.
I see, yeah.
Because I'm still using the elite. I don't have the hammer pangolin up right now. I only have the crystal pangolin finished. Now I can dismantle the crystal pangolin and use it all to updo the hammer pangolin, which I'll do eventually once the hammer pangolin has enough copies. But legendary copies on beast is ridiculous, and unless you're spending more money on it, it's really hard to justify. And I'll tell you why. Hold on, I don't mean to cut you off, but I have a point I got to make, and then you can feel free to rip back at me. The issue that I have is that when it comes to the beasts, they're very unclear with how influential they are. They tell you how much damage they do, but they don't tell you how many troop deaths that attributes to. They don't tell you what the actual troop loss is. They don't tell you unless you go through the report step by step and count it out yourself.
Yeah.
So it's very, very vague, but only now that we know how strong, like I can tell you how strong they are and how hard they're hitting. When you do the calculations, it's a lot. It doesn't tickle. These beasts add a lot of damage.
Yeah, and at the start they had that bug where if they didn't hit another beast first,
then they didn't hit at all.
Kind of do anything at all. Yeah. Which has been fixed. So.
Yeah, so we've had these things, but even then, when the beast first came out, they were very inconsequential because they weren't doing a lot of damage. First, like even if they were fully awakened, even if they were fully transcended, even if they were fully, promoted and everything in pristine life, they weren't doing as much damage as they are now. Because now you have chips. Well, chips just changed the game entirely, and we've got genes still coming, right? And genes are going to change the game entirely again.
Genes might break it though.
I'm concerned that it might. It very well possibly could.
Because there's a limit, right? So I mean, 60 chips is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
30's enough because it's like armor at 30, right? But at 60 is just mental.
Well, not only is 60 mental, but the fact that you need like 3 times as many copies in order to fully transcend them than you do to fully transcend an armament, because an armament you only need 10 copies, but to get to our level 13 fully transcended, it's like 5, 10, 14, 15 copies. You know what I mean? It's a lot of copies. It's not fun.
And you just have to stop, right? I mean, I do. I just go, right, I'm just stopping there. Thank you very much, because it gets obscene after a while.
It does. I have to be honest, this game has probably one of the highest requirements, like financial requirements, I think I've ever seen in a video game. It's ridiculous. To me,
I mean,
like, to me, the fact that a skin, like one skin, costs $600 to $800 US is asinine. It's asinine to me.
Yeah. I mean, I have a budget.
Yeah.
That I stick to because I'm a numbers guy. I like, and as I sort of said earlier, it's flexible based on how work's going in that.
Yeah,
but it never exceeds
100%.
Never exceeds. It's always flexible down, not flexible up, right?
What happens if you have a really good week?
Then I'm just lucky. I'm going to be lucky.
I'll put it towards.
I'm gonna be lucky, right?
That's right. I'll put it towards the next week's same budget.
Yeah. And so it definitely creates a difference between the haves and the have-nots in the free-to-play and the not so free-to-play. But by no means could I ever even think about, competing with the top guys, right? It's just, they just are bottomless pits to me.
So let me ask
of
you a
money.
question, because you mentioned something here, and we've been talking now for almost an hour. I do kind of want to get wrapping up here, but I got a couple other questions for you before I do. I do want to know, do you actually still believe that there is a free-to-play ability in this game? Do you think that a player can actually still be free-to-play in this game and, compete at a level that would be enjoyable for a free-to-play player?
If the 200 mil guys didn't go into alliance with 49 1 million guys and destroy everything in Fearless, yeah. It could be. I think if they change the matchmaking to say, oh, you're 200 million, you're not in Fearless, have a nice day, right? If you want to go into an alliance and drop right down and all that, then good for you. But that alliance is going into what's the middle one called?
Elite.
Elite, right? Have a nice day. And just have some hard and fast rules rather than going, oh, well, we're going off war might and you're one guy and you've got 10 other little guys and 40 new accounts you've just created for the event. Then, your war might is only, 280 million, but it's all with one guy. Or your war might's 2 billion, but it's all with one guy. So you fit right down here at the bottom of Fearless and you just go and destroy everyone. And that just ruins the game experience for your enemy, right?
Yeah, I think.
To me,
sorry,
they're getting it wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what it is. I think they've made a couple mistakes when it comes to both migration and alliance pairing. So, like the fact that they allow 300 million players to play in the same league as 50 million players is a problem. And, that's one that they have to address, I think, both in the regions and, with the rules that but their excuse is that they don't want to limit people from playing with their friends. Well, you're already limiting people from playing with their friends because I want to play with my friends, but I can't play with my friends because him and his friends are, pissing off the whole island. And unfortunately, that happens a lot.
But if you're a 20-year-old guy and you're still in kindergarten, which is like a 300 million guy playing with some guys that have been playing for a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
Then they call the police, And it's no matter what you do, a 20-year-old in kindergarten is going to win everything because the 100 other kids in the kindergarten can climb on them and the 20-year-old will still keep walking.
Just time out 1 second. I need to collect myself. That was a comment I could not get past. That hit me in the nuts like a ton of bricks, and I appreciate you for it. That was great. Folks, for you listening at home, just to make this clear so you didn't miss it as well, he said, if you're 20 and you're playing with kindergartens, they call the cops. So, that's true. The comment has been made. That's hilarious. And that does mean...
kind of what it's like.
Yeah. So all you big whale-boating assholes, you sandbagging sons of bitches out in Fearless and Elite, bringing down the whole game with your 300 million might in the freaking alliance, what is it, the budding region where you're in a you know what I mean? If you're in the budding region at 300 million, he's equated you to a pedophilia.
Not say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm just clipping it. It's good for content. It's perfect.
But it's that sort of situation.
No, I get you. Yeah. I get you. It's like it's the exact same thing. If you're not, it would be the same thing if you put guys in female sports or if you paired females up against males. I'm not saying that you should. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but it's the same type. It's just imbalance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would never, don't get me wrong, I would never compete against someone like Serena Williams because she'd beat the pants off me and anything just looking at me. You know what I'm saying? So, that's not the question. But it's, it comes down to playing, and I think this comes down to everything. It comes down to playing your best, like where you do the best. Find an alliance that fits your pocketbook. Find an alliance that fits your play style. Find an alliance that fits, your language, whatever it is. But like, don't try to play harder than what you can afford, because you'll get put in your place pretty quickly. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we were somewhere, and this guy had like a 7 million garrison, and there was 3 rallies going all the time, almost for the whole event, and he was just messaging us going, come on guys, I can do this all day, and he could, because there was nothing even close to that power that could take him. And so it was like, well, we'll just keep doing it, because on the other side of the course we might be able to get something to happen, right? If we can keep him focused here. But it was just that good that he didn't have to even look at it. He could, so he could run his second unit over to the other side of the war field, you know. But that's the sort of thing that I think breaks it, because you can max out purple stuff for free, right? Just by playing every day, you cannot compete with someone who's got half a gold set. Really. You're what, 2 million versus 3 to start off with.
There is a reason why I have dismantled all of my purples. There is a reason why I don't send out marches unless I have like at least golds on them. I don't use purples anymore. The only purples I use are for my farmers. That's it. Just for my farmers. And the rest of them get dismantled for parts. Because you're right. Purples can't hack it, no matter how much you want to think that they can and hope that they can. They don't. I mean, pretty much anywhere. I would put that up and argue that point to anybody. But yet there's a degree of maturity that you need to be able to dismantle. Well,
I think that's missing.
There's an aspect of maturity in this game just to realizing your own potential. Like everybody, here's something that I've realized. Everybody wants to play everyone wants to be a part of HNB. Everyone wants to be a part of SSI. They want to get the rewards for SSI, but it's well outside of their capabilities as a player. And I find this even in GROP, the alliance that I run, the amount of people that come to me on a daily basis, right? Because I'm still recruiting. I'm actively looking for fighters and things like that. Speaking of, sidetrack, if you're looking for an alliance, reach out to me, GROP in Region 420. But the point is, it's one of those situations where I get people reaching out to me every single day that are like 20, 30, 40 million might. They're like, yeah, I'd love to come join you. And I'm sitting there going, would you really? Do you really want to come join us at 20 million might? Like, what do you plan to do at 20 million might, 30, 40 million might? Like, what do you anticipate? How do you anticipate helping? Because rallies are restricted to tier 5s, right? Tier 5s and tier 6s. Garrisons, are restricted to troop types. And chances are, if you're at 20 to 30 to 40 million, you've got tier 3, tier 2. You're not helping with anything. So it's like, I could let you in, but who is that benefiting, right?
Yeah.
It's the same type of apprentice. You have to find there's an amount of maturity that simply comes down to understanding where you are and what that is, what potential that has.
Yeah.
Right. But that's why I look at your account and I go, I would have no problem fighting you in the field until I ran into your garrison, until I ran into your sets, until I ran and then I'd have a problem. Yeah, you sit there and laugh about it, but I'd sit there and cry about it because I've spent so much time working on my sets, and you've done it in less time. Can you tell I'm a little jealous? I don't hide that fact. That's true. I appreciate it nonetheless.
We're recruiting too, We're recruiting as well. Yeah.
No, you don't get to take up time on my channel and do that. That's not how this works. I'm just kidding. But we do want to wrap it up here. We have been chatting for about an hour. I do want to give you a couple more chances here just to kind of voice a couple more opinions for you. One of which I'd like to know what your opinion or what your best advice that you could give IGG. If hypothetically, IGG was watching this was watching this interview. They got to this part of the interview and they were actually sitting there with a pen and pad and they were thinking about what would benefit the community. What advice would you give them to give IGG the most longevity that it can have?
I would think that slow down.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that hurry up and wait scenario. Just to slow down a little bit and to make the chasm less.
And by chasm, you mean between the top and the bottom, right?
Well, I mean the biggest checkbook, the biggest FPOS card, and the person that doesn't want to spend any money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just here for a good time. I mean, they've done it a little bit, I think, with the $5 parts and equipment add-ons you can get in the daily super whatever it's called.
Yep.
I thought that $5 parts thing was just outstanding. The special promo, because you're tripling your amount of parts that you can get in any one day, just by playing. And it might mean parts are less important now that you've got beasts and everything, but parts matter, right? So to me, that was all those people that they don't really want to spend $100, but they might spend $5. I mean, I think you've said it before, you know, the more smaller, cheaper packs as opposed to the bigger packs.
Yep.
Just kind of squeeze the little bit of money out of people, you know, like
I can Sorry. Go ahead. I was interrupting very rudely, so my bad. Keep going.
Everyone appreciates that. You know, we don't have tipping in New Zealand, right? But in America, they have tipping. Yeah. So you get good service, you tip, right?
Yeah.
So everyone kind of understands that these games, they're expensive to run on the servers and all the jizzy jazz, right? So, you know, a lot of people would say, you know, well, I would spend $5 on that, but they wouldn't spend 50. They certainly wouldn't spend 500. Mm-hmm. And the other one is that one that's happening at the moment too in the special promo, the Secret Contact. Mm-hmm. Right, it's got the $1 thing, right?
Yeah, and I think. Sorry to interrupt. I think they have done a couple. I mean, there's a couple of really good packs I could mention. You know, even the radar pack, right? Even the radar station pack, the $5 monthly radar station pack, amazing, great value, easy to spend. You know, I've told them 1,000 times, having these, you know, cheaper options will get more people to spend. But the problem is, it still hasn't brought down the overall, you know, cost of entry. Like the cost to still get your level 3 auto farmer is still $180. You know what I mean? Like the cost to get the helicopter is still $500 or $400. So they haven't addressed that by any change.
You know, I mean, I use $1 billion a day, $1 billion RSS a day in war events. I don't have auto farmers because you know, I've been known to spend a little bit of money here and there, but I will not spend that money on farmers.
No. But see, here's the only thing. I would do it. I've done it on my main account or my other account. Sorry, not my main account. I've done it on my other account, and I have a level 4 auto gatherer. So it's basically I've got 3 marches that auto gather for 8 hours. And I'll be honest, it was probably the best investment I've ever had. It's increased my farming tenfold. No arguments there. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's probably one of those things where I would look at saying I would probably even spend the next $100 to get the next 2 levels, because then you get 5 marches for 10 hours. And if you got 5 marches auto marching for 10 hours, that's like your perfect cream of the crop. That's all you need. But like to know that would mean that you have to spend almost $300 to get that is crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy to me.
So, and I mean, I often get in the top 3 in the farming challenges in AL, right? and the difference is time in the game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all my farming squads on my main are set, so they all kind of buff the same.
Yeah, they come back at the same time.
So, yeah, right. So I know that I can just go on back on every 98 minutes or something and just send them all out again.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're time rich, then you can sort of offset that. But that's sort of specific to my situation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, stop bombarding it with everything. And there's so much to do now that if you've only got one account, it's a full-time job. But if you're running multiple accounts, you just simply can't do all the stuff that's needed to be done every day.
Do you think, it was something that just came to mind when you said that, do you think that they've done it specifically so that people don't run multiple accounts?
I actually thought the other way. It's to make it a more fulfilling experience for someone with just one account.
That's what I mean. So it's like, because there's so much more to do with one account, it basically means like you have less motivation to do it all on multiple accounts. Do you know what I mean? So it's like they're limiting these multiple account players.
Yeah, no, I thought it was so that they could actually get more players rather than, well, kind of the same, I guess. So more players playing with one account than, say, more real players.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
More. Yeah. So do it that way. But see, once you hit high T5, T6, you need farms.
100%.
Otherwise, you can't fight. Well, you can fight briefly
for a short period.
Yeah, like about 8 minutes.
Yeah, I run through a couple billion in resources every couple of events. I'll run through $1 billion of each resource every event for sure.
So and I have I take 200 million every day from my farms. Otherwise, I can't fight.
Yeah.
Well, I can fight, but gets to a point where it actually starts costing your bag or whatever, right?
Yeah, you can fight, but you can't really fight. I mean, you can fight.
Yeah.
You can fight, but you have to think about it. You know what I mean? And I hate thinking about it when I'm fighting. I'd rather just fight and then deal with the consequences after. But then again, that leads to 700,000 troops hitting the dead. Not even just 700,000 troops hitting aid station. I mean 700,000 troops like dead. You know what I mean? Like that hurts. That hurts. I went from 2.1 million troops to 1.4 million troops in my infantry. That hurts. That hurts a lot. It hurts a lot.
I mean, the good thing is they're only infantry, right? So,
take that back. You take that back this instant. You take that back. All right, homie. This has been a great conversation. I've had an absolute blast getting to know you. Thank you very much for sitting down with us. Before we wrap up, I got one last thing to ask you, or one last thing to do for you. I'd love to give you a chance to give a shout out to any of your friends or any of your alliance mates or anything like that. You got the next couple of 30 seconds. Go ahead and tell us anyone you'd like to say hi to and give a shout out to.
Just everyone in FLD. We're a family type alliance, so we've got people that fight and people that talk, and just come to hang out. So it's trying to find that balance. And everyone in Region 562, it's a really fun region, and it's really good to see the other alliances in that region feature on other YouTubers' wartime, because they seem to get to fight with them. Whereas we don't.
Well, maybe next time you'll be involved in our off-limits war, so we'll have to be able to see that garrison on the field. Who knows?
Cool.
Who knows? Like I said, just reach out to me in game, and I'll get you added to a couple of groups that I know, and see if I can help you out with that as well, and we'll go from there.
Sweet.
But that being said, folks, thanks very much for tuning in. We are going to wrap it there. Geoff, I want to say thanks again so much for joining us. It's been an absolute blast. I'd like to thank you for joining us in the pod and diving in with us, coming all the way from New Zealand. It is 10 p.m. for me. I'm not sure what time it is for you.
4:30 p.m.
Okay, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. But I'd love to say you're welcome to come back anytime. Again, if you're looking for, and this is for everybody at home, if you're looking for a new alliance or a new, a new experience, you can reach out to GROP in 420 or FLD in 562, and obviously reach out to private chats and private messages about that. Other than that, folks, if you haven't already, smash the like button, comment down below. If you got any other suggestions for people you'd like me to talk to, make any suggestions, feel free to throw that in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, fill out the notification bell, and if you can, go ahead and click that join button. I know. It's only $5 a month, but the truth is IGG doesn't pay shit, and YouTube doesn't pay very much. So if the community can come together and help the channel, obviously click that join button and become a member today. Other than that, folks, love, peace, chicken grease, and until next time.
Now stay lifted.
Perfect.